Namaskar. I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. You are watching us on PME Vidya channel number 8 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT Official. This session is spent for the students of class 8 and the subject that we are taking up in this session is science. We are going to learn about chapter number 6 of your textbook titled Pressure, Winds, Storms and Cyclones. And today specifically we'll be taking up one of the part from this chapter because it's a lengthy chapter. So whatever the topic is going to be, there are going to be some really relevant information along with some interesting facts. But if you have questions, please feel free to get in touch with us. Our phone number is 8800440559. Our email ID is tth.class8@cert.nic.in and on our YouTube handle NCERT Official, you can send us your questions, suggestions and of course your feedback. And now it's time for me to introduce you all to my guests for the session. We are joined by Miss Priti, Maan, TGT Science from Bharati Public School, New Delhi. Ma'am, namaskar and very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we both are accompanied by our Indian Sign Language interpreter, Miss Anushka Sharma. Namaskar and very warm welcome to you too. So ma'am, this is a very important chapter for class 8 students. I request you to kindly apprise us all what exactly are we going to focus on today.
Okay, so this is chapter number 6 in chapter 5, just to have a recap.
Yeah.
Right? So chapter 5 we discussed about force.
Okay.
So force, how we have defined that any push or pull,
Yeah.
we classify it as a
Force.
Now what we'll be studying in this chapter is pressure. Okay, so what pressure is, what are the effects, right, what factors it depends on,
Okay.
how we can increase, decrease pressure. So this complete information will be getting in this chapter.
Now ma'am, when we hear this word pressure, we associate it with so many other terms or elements. There is air pressure, there is water pressure, there is pressure from the gas. So from where are we going to start?
So first we'll see what pressure is, right? So solid state is the convenient one,
Yeah.
because the particles are tightly packed, they are rigid. There's a shape to solids. So we'll first see how pressure is acting in solids.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about liquids,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about gas.
All right. So let's
Right?
get started.
Yes. So this we have discussed in our previous classes, that force, when it come into play, what it does. Yes, it has certain effects to it,
Yeah.
and it depends on two factors, right? The magnitude of force applied, how fast or with what intensity the force is being applied, and second, the area over which the force is applied.
Okay. So ma'am, can we understand it with examples?
Yes, we'll see these examples over here. So the very first example, pushing a nail into a wooden plank. Now we all have seen the nail,
Yeah.
right? Nail we insert it from the pointed side.
That's right.
There's a blunt side to the nail and there's a pointed side. So we hammer over the blunt side, and the pointed side, it goes into wood or it goes into the wall,
Yeah.
right? Second example, if you see here, there's a porter who's carrying a heavy load. So they don't keep the stuff right over their head.
Yeah.
They have those cloth, so just they wrap up it, round piece of cloth, they keep there on their head, and over that the stuff is being kept, right? Now the third one, it is very prominently seen in our kitchens,
Yeah.
that knife. So knife, when it is sharp, mainly in cutting of potatoes and onions, right? If the knife is sharp, it's a very easy task.
Yes.
You can chop it right away. But if the knife is blunt, right, then what will happen? You need to apply that extra force.
Yeah.
Yes, so we can see the knife over here. So this is the knife, right? Everybody has seen, then just for the information.
Yes.
Now this is the pointed side, and that's the blunt side.
Yeah.
Right? So if I have to cut something, I use the
Blunt side.
pointed side of it,
Yes.
right? Because it will go easily,
Yes.
right?
The sharp side, yes,
The
of course.
sharp side.
Yeah.
Now if I try with the blunt side, what will
Yeah.
happen in that? I really need to
Exert
apply
more
some
pressure and force.
exert more amount of force, right? So we'll keep all these examples in mind because that will help in understanding the term more better.
Ma'am, as you just now mentioned it, whether it's the nail, whether it's the knife, because on the sharper side, less pressure exerted and the work gets done.
Yes.
We have seen often in circus and in fairs where professional artists, they walk on a tightrope or they walk over the nails, do not feel the pain, or they're able to maintain their balance. Is it all a game of pressure and the area?
Yes. So that's a folk dance of Rajasthan, wherein the performance, the artists, they dance over those complete nails.
Yeah.
So many nails they were there on a say square size sheet it is. So see, one nail, if it by any chance, if we are keeping our feet over it,
Yes.
right, then the amount of pain that comes out, it's really terrible.
Yes.
But you see these many nails and the artists are there performing seamlessly.
Yeah.
How is that possible? See, with one nail the area is less.
Yes.
But with so many nails, what is happening? The
Area is
area
wide.
is getting increased.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll see that through the relationship over here.
Okay.
So how do we define pressure? It is force acting on a surface. Right? So we were talking about that nail. Yes.
Yes.
In that case, what is happening? When the area is less, yes, we'll feel the pain.
Yes.
In case of knife also, the area was less towards the sharpest side.
Yes.
So we need to apply
Less force,
amount of
yeah.
force. When the area is more, then we need to apply
More force,
amount
yeah.
of force. So the formula is also mentioned over here. Pressure is equals to force upon area.
Okay.
Now we know that force, it is measured in newtons and area in meter square. So the unit for pressure will be Newton per meter square, that is also called as Pascal.
Okay. Ma'am, can we have some numericals also?
Yes. So we'll just see how do we use this whole identity, or we can say the formula. So it shows that pressure is equals to force upon area.
Okay.
Right? Now through this we can calculate pressure, we can calculate force, and we
Yes.
can calculate the area.
Yeah.
Right? These three quantities can be calculated. The question should have two of them given. Right? If we want to calculate the pressure, it should have force and area given. If we want to calculate force, it should have pressure and area given.
Yeah.
If we want to calculate area, pressure and force
has
needs
to
to
be
be given in the question. So we'll see for calculation of pressure.
Yeah.
Say there's a body that is exerting force of 2000 Newton.
Okay.
Yes, over an area, say suppose 50 meter square. Direct, I am just taking how to use the formula. We just need to put these values, force upon area. So our force is how much? 2000 upon 50, right? So how much it will be? 40. So the pressure exerted by that object is 40 Newton per meter square, or we can write it as or 40 pascals.
Pascal.
Yes.
Pascal is also SI unit for pressure.
That's yes. Newton per meter square, we can call it as Pascal also.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So that is the simplest one I've shown you. So this can also be used. So I was just telling that how we can use the formula.
Okay. Great.
Right? We need to be having two quantities to calculate the third quantity.
Ma'am, is there any way to increase or decrease the pressure?
Yes. So we have seen the formula, pressure and area. They are inversely proportional to each other.
Yes.
Right? Now if we want to increase pressure, what we have to do?
We have to reduce the area.
And the other way around.
Yes.
Okay, we have seen, I will see the examples also here. So cutting vegetables,
Yes.
okay, and putting the nail. In both the cases, right, we need there for knife, we need the pointed edge.
Yeah, sharp edge. Yes.
Yes, sharp edge, it will seamlessly cut the vegetables. Nail, we use it from the
Pointed
pointed
side.
side, right? So in both the examples, what we have done, we have reduced the area.
Yes.
Okay. Now next one is, if we want to reduce the pressure. Reduction of pressure is also required in many things. Okay, how we can do that? By increasing the area. Now you see these two examples given over here. The lorry have the broad tires, or we have seen that caterpillar tanks. In defense they are used.
Yes.
So they have around the wheels, it has
A chain,
Yes.
wide chain.
Yes, it goes on. What exactly it is doing? It is increasing
The
the
area.
surface area,
Yeah.
because it's very heavy, right? So the chances are there those wheels can go into the soil. But with the help of that chain, what is happening? The area is being increased. Now those tanks can easily move.
Right.
And the another one, school bag. Now
Yeah.
while we are selecting our say handbags or the bags, what do we look for?
Unfortunately, only the design and the money.
Yes, but what exactly is required? We need to see the straps.
Yes.
Yes,
So I have this school bag.
backpack is there
Yes,
with ma'am.
I can see. Yeah. So we
And-
have these straps.
Yes, this
and
is-
there's a handbag.
So if we see the area of this strap, it is less,
Yes.
and that strap is broader.
Yes.
Now if I ask you which out of these two is comfortable one?
I think this one is comfortable one because the area is wider.
Yes. So it will create less pressure over my
Shoulders,
shoulder.
yes.
If I fill this bag with say 20 kgs of weight and that bag with 20 kgs of weight,
Yeah.
right, what will happen over there?
I think carrying this would be comfortable. There is less pressure and it will give me pain, nothing else.
Yes. So that's how we need to be understanding that how to pick up the bags if we want
Right.
it. So they have to have that broad strap.
Yes.
Yes. So
And-
with this, we have seen that how we can reduce or increase the pressure.
Ma'am, we also see that there are large ships sailing on water like seas and oceans. So I think something like this works over there as well. Large area and
That we have seen in buoyant forces. So the amount of liquid they are displacing.
Yes.
Yes. And the amount of area they are covering up.
That's right.
That is helping.
Okay. Ma'am, I do have another question for you, that we've seen the solids and liquids both, but they both exert the same kind of pressure?
No, it varies.
Okay.
Right. Amount of pressure that is exerting over any object or any state, it varies. Like for
Okay.
solids we have seen, it depends on the area.
Yes.
Right. Now for liquids, what is happening? The pressure increases as the depth increases.
Depth of the?
Liquid,
Okay.
wherever the liquid is there,
Okay.
like if I talk about this picture which is there on the screen, now you just see the bottom one is the strongest jet. Yes, because the water is going farthest away over there.
Yeah.
Okay, and the topper one, the one which is right at the top, the water coming, the hole, it has the weakest jet. What does it indicate? That as the depth increasing in case of liquids, the pressure is also increasing.
Okay. That's why we always, we have heard this thing quite often, that you cannot actually explore the depths of the ocean because it's difficult for human beings to survive there because of the water pressure.
Pressure is very high.
Pressure is very high. So, you know, because there is more pressure and of course there will be more force, it means exerted over there. Great. Okay.
Right, and one more thing, if the diagrams are visible. Now,
Yes.
if I take this bottle also for the reference as we go along with the diagram. So, we have seen as the depth is increasing, as the depth is increasing, so the pressure is increasing. So, in this liquid, whatever is filled, it will be exerting more amount of force where right at the bottom.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And if I see at the same depth, say if I select depth somewhere like here, okay, in this case what will happen? The amount of pressure exerting will be the same.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So you can see in the picture that is given in the slide that if the holes are at the same depth, water is coming out at the same pressure, right? If they are one after the other, So the one which is right at the bottom, that will be exerting the highest amount of pressure.
That's why you see water tanks placed, on top of the roofs in the buildings.
Yes.
And
so
then
water tanks, they are always placed at such a height so that whenever water is being put on, supply is put on, it easily reaches up to the
with pressure.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that we have seen. Next we have this, that it acts perpendicular. The pressure, it is acting perpendicular.
Yes.
Okay, with the depth it is related to.
Okay. And ma'am, how about the gases? How do they exert pressure?
Okay, now gases, if we talk of all the three stated, say solid, liquid and gas. So this is the diagram that we usually make for the reference for children to make them understand how the particles are arranged, right? So these are the particles in solids, tightly packed. Then we have particles in liquid, they are loosely packed.
Yes.
And in gases, they are very loosely packed.
Quite scattered.
So what this indicate is that these particles are free to move. Because if we talk of the forces between the particles, so the particle forces or the interparticle forces, they are most in case of
solids,
and it is least in case of
gases.
Right? So least forces, or say no forces acting between the particles, so they are moving randomly.
Okay.
Right? Now as they are moving randomly, what do? They exert, they hit with each other. Right? They also hit on the walls of the container. Say we have filled this gas, say in a closed container. So the particles will hit each other also, and they will hit the walls of the containers also, right? So when they are hitting the walls of the container, what exactly is happening? They are exerting some amount of force.
Pressure. Yeah, from the inside.
Yes. Pressure, that's the straight away term, right? They are exerting some amount of force per unit area. So indirectly we can say, or directly, that they are exerting pressure.
Okay. And ma'am, with the pressure exerted by gases, this concept reminds me of atmospheric pressure, because in atmosphere we have gases only.
Yes.
So what is this atmospheric pressure? We see that it's somewhere, reduced in space or more in space. Just bust this myth for us.
So atmospheric pressure, as the name is suggesting, that it is exerted by the gases. Right? We have different layers also.
Yeah.
And those different layers have different spheres it is divided into. So the gases that exert pressure over a body.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens in that case, as see the reference picture, if we see that as we are going down, right, lower altitudes it has high pressure.
Okay.
And the higher altitudes they have less pressure.
Okay.
So that's the reason why people, when they are going to mountains, say Leh, when they are going to, so they find it difficult to breathe over there.
Yes.
Because of pressure variance. Yes. There was one more, that's a pet question, that you have a pressure cooker.
Yes.
It takes more time to cook the food over mountains.
Yes.
Right? But the same is happening at a faster rate over the plain.
Okay.
Why is that happening? Because pressure is less over the mountains.
Okay.
Right? Now as we are moving down, coming more towards the land, the pressure is increasing. Right? Same amount of pressure is also exerted on our body.
Yes.
Yes, but we are never crushed with that pressure.
Why so?
Yes, because our body is made up of fluids. Yes, so those fluids are also exerting pressure. So the pressure is coming from here, our body is exerting pressure. So both the pressures are balanced out.
Okay.
That's the reason the structure is maintained.
Okay.
The moment there is a pressure difference, something will happen.
Something will happen, because we have heard in the news that something goes inside the water, it got crushed because of pressure.
Yes,
and also in space we see that astronauts who are going to the space, they are wearing space suits. Again, I think it is to tackle the pressure only.
Pressure also, temperature and pressure both.
Okay, temperature and
Because,
pressure
both varies.
Right. And ma'am, there is one question that I want to ask you out of curiosity, that to measure these pressures, do we have certain kind of devices,
Barometers.
barometer, I heard about that. What exactly it is? It measures the atmospheric pressure.
It measures the pressure.
Okay.
Yes, atmospheric pressure, it can be measured. So pressure variation when we talk of. So there's diving suits also. Divers, they are going deep into the sea. Pressure variation. They adjust the pressure of their suit accordingly. Same as with the space also.
Okay.
Okay, but there are certain applications of this also. Say we use straws, right? Now straws, how do we use them? We put them in the liquid,
Yes.
right? And then what do?
We suck the air and
suck the air. And as we suck the air, what happens? There is a pressure difference.
Yes.
Yes, due to that pressure difference, what happens? The liquid, it comes
flows
out.
upwards, yes.
Yes. Droplets also. We press the upper part and release it, and we see that the liquid is going up.
That's right.
Right? So how is that happening? Again, due to pressure difference, that's happening.
Okay.
Yes. And the gases, they exert pressure. We can see the balloons when we blow them out. Right? So what happens? The membrane gets stretched. Okay. So that also shows that yes, they are exerting a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now with this, we have completed the first part of the chapter, that is pressure.
Okay.
Now due to the variation in this pressure, there are certain more phenomena that are occurring. Yes, we can see tides coming up.
Yeah.
Yes, we can see cyclones coming up.
Yes.
Sometimes the wind speed is really very high. Why is that happening? All these phenomena are related to difference in the pressure.
Yes.
So that will take up in the second part.
Because we have, heard it and seen it during the news hour as well, that because of some low pressure area, high pressure area, the weather has changed, or there are certain differences in the climatic conditions. So yes, we will learn it again in the next session, of course, explore it more deeply. But for this session, let me thank my expert. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking up this topic and making us understand the same. I would also like to thank Ms. Anushka for her contribution to the session. Thank you so much, Anushka. And lastly, thanking my entire team for making this session a success. Now let me give you quick updates regarding the textbooks. They are available on Amazon, Flipkart and NCERT website. I'm talking about grade 4 and 7. And now simultaneously you can take a quick look at the schedule, what's all coming ahead. So in a short while from now, you can watch our next session, that is going to be on mathematics. We'll be talking about numbers play, followed by our online training program at 4 o'clock, and we will end the day with a session Sahyog. With this, it's a wrap. This is me, Priti, taking leave of you. Namaskar.